Hello everyone, it is time to talk about some of my most anticipated 2025 romance releases. I have a lot to talk about, and so the decision that I made was that I will divide this into adult romance, and then I'll make a separate video for random things. So it's gonna be YA romance, fantasy, paranormal, whatever, anything in between. And I also decided to stop at April and just talk about releases that are until April, because if I talked about, everything else, it would just be too many. And I thought it'd be really nice to just kind of do it, in multiple installments anyways, so that the releases are closer as well in time and you don't have to wait for them for 6 months, And so let's just jump straight in. So the book that was out first is Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Sarah Adams. I'm pretty sure that 2024 was the first year that I read Sarah Adams's books, and I had always heard a lot about them, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. I just procrastinated on it for a long time. And then I fell in love. I love her books so much. They're so sweet and comforting and lighthearted and romantic, and so this is the first time that I have her as my favorite author, and have been waiting for a new book to come out, And so it is a big moment, and I cannot wait. And so this one, the first line says, "Two feuding second grade teachers and neighbors find themselves teaming up in this rivals to lovers romance." So that sounds super fun. It says that the heroine has a double life as a romance writer. And yeah, so they're newly neighbors, enemies to lovers vibes. And it's just gonna be wonderful. I cannot wait. I will be buying this super soon and devouring it. I think that's all that I want to say about this. I will not be going super in depth about these, but I'm gonna link down my Goodreads shelf of my 2025 releases so that you can, look through that if you'd like and if you want to see more details. Then the next book is a new to me author, and it might be a debut as well. And I've been hearing so many of my favorite authors talking about this, and it sounds absolutely perfect, and that is Unromance by Erin Connor. So this just came out this week, and it follows a romance author and an actor. And oh my god, I have always loved, for a long time, I've known that I like books about books or writing or whatever. I know that not everyone does, but I do love when the main character is a writer. But then in the past few years, I figured out that I absolutely love books about actors. And so you're telling me I can have both of those things at once in a romance? It sounds perfect. And I've seen people say that this is a lot about love and, romance in general. The heroine was a best-selling author of romance until her college girlfriend left her with nothing but writer's block and bitterness. And then she gets stuck in the elevator with a handsome stranger and sees it for what it is. Not a meet cute, but a chance encounter with a charming man whom she will sleep with exactly once and go on her way. And then they'll run into each other again, and things will go on from there. I just think this is gonna be so much fun, and I'm absolutely ready. Next one is The Relationship Mechanic by Carmen Lee. This is a sapphic romance. And, okay, so it says that one of the main characters came to her small town for a visit, not a breakdown, but then her rental car dies, and a local mechanic helps her with her car and gives a very welcome jump start to Jessica's heart. So that is really fun. Okay, yeah, so we have a city girl and a small town girl, and they're gonna fall in love, and that just sounds absolutely perfect. I mean, obviously that is a trope we've seen many times, but I have never seen that in a sapphic romance. So I cannot wait, and I will be reading this very soon. So this is also, this is coming out on January 21st, so I think hopefully this video will be up before then, but either way, it is coming out very soon. Then I actually missed a book that two books, okay, yeah, two books that came out as well. So Once Smitten, Twice Shy by Chloe Leese. I cannot wait for this. This cover also I love it so much. It's so cute, and I love Chloe Leese. She's one of my favorite authors, and I have not read, I've read the first book in the series, adored it, haven't read the second one. So I will be waiting a little while for the third one because I'm still working on finishing Chloe Lisa's first series, and I want to do that first before I dive into this one and finish this one. But I am so excited for this. This series is basically like Shakespeare retellings, like loosely, you know, modern retellings. And I don't know which, this is a reimagining of Twelfth Night, and it says that star-crossed lovers learn that practicing romance leads to the perfect happy ending in this steamy reimagining of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. So, sounds super cute. All of Chloe Lisa's books are just so romantic and fun and wonderful and emotional and so real and relatable. And I know I'm gonna love this. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And then the other one, I think the last one that is already out, is Flirting with Disaster by Nina Kumar. And this one, I actually have started already. I'm like in the middle of the audiobook. I'm very much enjoying it. And so I can actually tell you what is happening in here. So this is a really unique, cool story where basically the heroine is sort of engaged to her boyfriend, but like he's kind of flaky and not very, you know, reliable. And she is already married though with her childhood sweetheart, who she married on a whim, like in Vegas, you know, on a drunk night or something. She goes back home and to convince him to sign the divorce papers so that she can, you know, marry someone else and have that chapter be over. And then she gets stuck there because of a hurricane, and then they have to be together in this hurricane, obviously stuck in his house, together in close quarters, obviously, and yeah, so, you know, deal with this, you know, intense weather situation and the intense emotions within them. And it is just wonderful. It is so fun and meaningful, and I am very much enjoying it. So this one I can say I definitely recommend. Next one is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonam Young. This is coming out on January 28th, and I am counting the days. I adore Hannah Bonam Young. Like, this is the type of book I will immediately be going on release date to get this. Like, I am dying for it. I have loved every single one of her books, and this one is about high school sweethearts who have been together for 17 years. Oh shit, 17 years. And so it is a story about, you know, like how they work together and who they are apart from each other since they've been together since they were like maybe 17 or something. And yeah, so it's also described as a life-affirming comedy of errors. As two nature-averse people fight their way out of the woods in order to find their way back to their roots. So that is such a good, like, line, you know? I love that, and I love this cover, I love everything about this, and I know I'm gonna love every second, so I am ready. Then on January 28th, we also have Spiral by Bal Cabra, and I am so ready. This is the companion sequel to Collide that is right behind me, and I loved Collide so much. It was such a wonderful college sports romance, and definitely one of my favorites. If you like sports romances, you need to pick that one up, and I think that Spiral will be no different. And I love this because the heroine is a ballet dancer, and we definitely do not see that very often. And actually, I don't even think I've ever read about a ballet dancer. I've seen it in movies, but not in a book. And so, hockey player, ballet dancer, apparently fake dating. And honestly, I don't need to know anything else. You know, I just know this is gonna be super addicting, super fun, everything that I need, and I will be devouring it so soon. On February 8th, we have The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest, and I have loved this series so much. I love Christina Forrest. I have mentioned this before, but in case you didn't know, Christina Forrest also writes YA books, so if you also read YA, highly recommend those, because I feel like more people know about her adult books, and that's awesome. But there are a few YA ones that I loved first before she started writing these. But they are absolutely wonderful adult romances that, like, you know, such like page turner, so addicting, so fun, lighthearted. And this is described by an R&B singer and a corporate executive find love that hits the right notes in this romance by Christina Forrest. So that sounds really fun. And this is actually about a sister that we meet in the first two books, and I cannot wait to read her story. and I just know it's gonna be wonderful. And I know that I'm saying like very similar things about all these books, but obviously I have similar feelings about all of them because I want to read them all, you know, like and yeah, so I just love it when, you know, I am realizing I actually have quite a few books that are by authors that I already love, but that's fine because like I have some by people that I haven't read from. And it is actually something that I should work on though, because I do want to find more new to me authors and explore more, but that's fine. We're gonna do that. So please let me know in the comments down below what your anticipated books are and what romances you're dying to read this year. And maybe there's gonna be some in there that, you know, I've never heard of the authors. So moving on to the next book. It is A Tropical Rebel Gets the Duke by Adriana Herrera. So I think this is actually, unfortunately, the only historical I have on my list. I should have also worked on that. You know, as I'm saying this, to be clear, this was a very spontaneous, like, not like a spontaneous video, because, like, I've been wanting to film this for weeks, but I did not plan it that well, so you know, but again, I want to do another one of these, so I'm just gonna fill in the blanks at that point. So this one I have really loved. I actually read the second book in the series, that is A Sapphic Romance. Adored that one, so I still need to go back to the first one to read it. This is the most recent one. Obviously, physician Aurora takes risks in her career, but never with her heart. She writes an underground women's clinic. That is so cool. And then help arrives in the unexpected form of the infuriating Duke of Annan. Okay, that sounds amazing. He is new to his role as a duke. I love it when historic romances have like when they have cool jobs, you know, like it is wonderful to see, especially like in that kind of era. Again, I love the second book in this series, and I know I'm gonna love this as well, and so that's that one. Another book coming out on February 4th is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. So you've probably heard about this, but I had to mention it because I'm actually dying for this. And I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. I absolutely love Ali Hazelwood. She is one of my favorite authors. I am not necessarily like, well, to be clear, I think it's absolutely wonderful that she writes books that center around STEM. It is very important. I know there are people out there that absolutely love that, you know, and feel seen and everything, but I am not a STEM girl, you know. I have absolutely no connection to those things. That is not who I am. And so I have been kind of hoping that Ali Hazelwood would write other things as well. And obviously she's like sort of slightly started doing that with Bride and everything. But this just sounds incredible, and I know she's gonna slay that, you know? Like, I want Ali Hazelwood to keep doing her thing, and again, keep writing for the women in STEM and everything, but I also want her to, you know, write this. But anyways, not only is this a sports romance, but we have a competitive diver and an ace swimmer, and I don't know anything about this, but I don't want to know the plot because, like, I am already so intrigued. I am so excited, and I really love swimming, like, not in any fucking, like, you know, like, Olympic sense, but I absolutely love the thought of that because, again, that is something we do not see in sports romance, you know, and I think sports romance is amazing and so popular for a reason, but it needs to expand the like ways it's done, and I think this is gonna do that, and I am just dying for this. Again, counting the days, and I'm just so ready. Next book is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, another one of my favorites. This is coming out February 11th, and I actually don't know much about this either. But the first line is, a hopeless romantic meets a jaded radio host in this cozy, Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. I've actually not watched Sleepless in Seattle, and I have been working on catching up on older rom-coms because, like, I was born in 1999, and so I've seen the ones that were like slightly later in the 2000s, but I never really went back at like the beginning of 2000s or whatever, or this might have been in the 90s. But I will be watching that first and then reading this. And yeah, I have loved everything that B.K. Borison's written, and I cannot wait for this. So next one is also another one of my favorite authors, and that is The Shots You Take by Rachel Reed. This is a hockey romance about two ex-teammates and former best friends with benefits who are about to discover whether you can ever really have a second chance. That sounds perfect. All of her books are so emotional and angsty in the best ways and just like so sweet and wonderful, and I know this is gonna be exactly like that and I cannot wait. I am ready. Then I have Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone, and you can guess what I'm gonna say. This is another one of my favorite authors. You know, at least what I'm finding out is I am so lucky that I found so many authors that I love, you know? And like, I would not change that for anything. So this one is described as grieving the loss of her best friend, a young woman's life is turned upside down when she meets a grumpy stranger who swears he can help her live again. Ooh, in this heartwarming slow burn romance. I love Cara Bastone so much. Her books are also very emotional and sweet and raw, and obviously this deals with loss as well. And so I just know it's gonna hit me so hard in the feels, but in the most beautiful way, you know? And I will be reading this on March 4th. Next one is a very different vibe, but I am so excited for this as well. And that is Fan Service by Rosie Danan. I love Rosie Danan, but she does not publish books very often. Or I don't know if actually her previous one was last year or if it was already the year before that. But I love her books and I need more of them. And you know, but this one is actually a paranormal romance and it sounds super fun. So he is a werewolf, but like an actor or something, but he plays on a werewolf detective show. And then he like finds out he's actually a werewolf. I think that is the situation. She's a fan of the show, but she doesn't actually really like him as the actor, you know, and I like, this is, I think, gonna be hilarious. I think it's gonna be hilarious and entertaining and unlike anything I've read, and I did start getting more into paranormal romance again last year, and I cannot wait to dive further into it, and so this is coming out on March 11th. The next one is Just Our Luck by Denise Williams, and I still somehow have not read anything by Denise Williams. I don't know how the hell that happened because she has so many books out at this point and I've heard so many great things about them, but I just somehow have not read them. But this one has an adorable cover, and first line is, a lottery ticket plus donuts equals love in this steamy new fake dating romance. It looks super cute and it's coming out on March 25th. Then we have a new release by Abby Jimenez, who has swept the romance world by storm in the best way, and I cannot wait for this to come out on April 1st, and that is Say You'll Remember Me. And I don't remember, but I don't need to know. Because I have now read all of her books, and actually not the first like 2 releases, but all of the most recent books I've adored every second, just like literally everyone else, and I know this is gonna be incredible. And yeah, so the hero is a veterinarian and they get off on the wrong foot. Then they have one incredible and seemingly endless date, possibly the best in living history. I feel like it's giving me like summer vibes as well. And it's just gonna be perfect. And yeah, I don't need to know or say anything more. Then the next one is No Ordinary Love by Maya Ariel, and this is actually a new to me author technically. I have her debut book that I still need to read, and this is obviously the second one, so I am very much looking forward to it. This is coming out on April 1st, and is described as a PR relationship between a pop superstar and a pro athlete bad boy. Ooh! Turns into so much more in the Sunni romance. Oh my gosh, absolutely. I think her first release, When I Think of You, is like either about directors or like something with movies. And I love that this is a superstar and a pro athlete. Sounds like an absolutely delightful combination, and I will be devouring this. And I just feel like it's gonna be wonderful. So then I have Wild and Wrangled by Layla Sage, a book that I have been anticipating so hard. And I think this is the last one, or is it actually the last one in the series? I'm not sure, but the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I've adored every single one of them. Such incredibly addicting and fun, wonderful, steamy romances. We have seen the 2 main characters in this series, and I cannot wait to see how their romance happens. and it is Second Chance, and I think it's gonna be so romantic and emotional. And I love this cover. I think this is my favorite cover of the series, and I think it could be my favorite book of the series. That is how high hopes I have. And last but not least, I have a book that is called My Best Friend's Honeymoon by Meryl Wilsner. I've only read one book by Meryl Wilsner before, and I did enjoy that one. And this has a really fun vibe. I think this is also going to be quite like a summery romance. And it says it is a spicy F&B romance where two lifelong best friends go on a non-refundable honeymoon together and discover sometimes to find a happily ever after. You just have to ask. So hell yeah, love best friends to lovers. I don't know, it's giving me wonderful vibes. And the last line is that it is about not only learning to ask for what you want, but for the happiness you deserve, which just sounds wonderful, you know? And this is coming out on April 29th, so a while to go, but I'm sure they will all be worth the wait. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I will be highly waiting for these books. And yeah, so I hope you found some books that you are also dying to read this year. And again, please let me know what books you cannot wait for. If you made it this far in the video, leave a sun emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!